So there's a lot of things that we talk about, or that words that get thrown out a lot in the whole entrepreneurship founder journey. We got things like burnout, we got things like hustle, discipline, deep work. But I feel like there's a lot of people don't talk about this one specific thing that genuinely makes like the biggest difference in the world. Now, I'll give you a little bit of a second. The title may have given you the hint, but it's humor. Humor has been the greatest thing to ever happen in the existence of mankind. Hello, everyone. It's Jonathan Aquino and Healthy Next Generation. So, humor. I've realized something with humor. It creates noise. It creates buzz. It is probably the best thing that you can do as a founder, as an entrepreneur, to include within your, let's say, repertoire. And what do I mean by this? So, I post on LinkedIn a lot, whether it's professional stuff, personal stuff, I do a lot. But the main thing that I noticed, my top four posts with most impressions, all humor. The top four posts that have the most engagement, also humor. When I first started gaining steam on LinkedIn, it was humor. I was posting my dogs. It seems like humor is at the core of my LinkedIn. And for other people as well, anecdotally, of course, some of their best posts just so happen to be humor related. And why is that? So I think it's a lot to do with overstimulation, performance culture, fake hustle, doom scrolling. It's a lot of negative around the world as well. It's a lot of these negative aspects that make humor really stand out. And I think that's really sad to think about, that in a world where it's so negative, with so many negative news, politics, everyone taking everything so seriously, so focused, we leave out the one central thing that unites a lot of us when we were kids: humor. You ever have a laugh with your friends, laugh with random people, have a good time? I feel like that's been a lost art recently. And I feel like we treat humor like a luxury. Something is just silly, something trivial, but in reality, it's probably one of the only true things that keep us human. And in the end, it's like laughter is just the best thing. There's genuinely nothing I would trade for in this world than just hanging out with the boys, hanging out with my crew, because laughter genuinely is the best thing that you can experience. I would love for you to, come up with something that's better, but you give me a day out with my close friends, that's a day I will remember every single time over any of the business expenditures, any of the talks I have, any of the trips. Genuinely, just me and my friends laughing it up, enjoying life. There's just nothing better, unfortunately. Like, there's just nothing better. And here's the thing, right? A lot of people who are too serious, too focused, will tell you that it's not a good thing to include humor. You should be serious. If you're in business, be serious. Fuck that. Fuck that so hard. I can't tell you how many times I have closed deals, gotten more out of deals because I threw jokes. Because I just threw a simple line and they laughed and they smiled. And then they were like, oh shit, you know what? Here, take this. In addition, it's not as hard as you think. I'll give you a good example when it comes to, more of a studious sense. I did a presentation on car crashes 2 years ago, and I opened it with a story of how I was in a car crash not too long ago that almost killed me. And literally the next line, I had the whole place laughing. This was a very serious presentation in front of all the professors, all the students, like tippy top people. And I got that classroom laughing. You don't just do that, you know? So I think if you are trying to find that little hack or whatever to kind of improve your chances in business and life, etc., be funny, inject humor. Not all of us are like super duper funny comedians, but just throw in some light jokes, lighten up the mood. You would be surprised how often that helps out in situations. You don't think about it, but the days where you're probably your happiest are the days where you probably had a good laugh or had a lot of good things happen to you. So, how I would use humor is I wouldn't obviously just be start reading books like dad jokes and stuff because that's a little cringe. You can if you want. I have in the past some good ones, but I think just try and find ways to interject happiness or joy or try and lighten, maybe two serious situations. Obviously, real. Let's be real for a second. Ignore that. Let's be real for a second. If this is a very serious situation, maybe don't do humor. Probably a bad idea. But try and inject humor when you can, when appropriate, and you'll probably get some good results. When it comes to posting content as well, don't be so serious all the time, unless that's just who you are. If you're super serious at all times, that that's all you. I ain't gonna change that. That's all you. Don't have to change if you don't want to change. That makes sense. But if you know how to make humor, know how to make people laugh, it's probably the best thing if you do. I'm just saying. Like content wise, I post dogs. I make stupid LinkedIn jokes. That does well. Like it works. Business sense, make stupid jokes related to the topic. Personal stories, about embarrassing yourself. Like it genuinely is like there's a lot you can pull from. I mean, I'm like the funny guy of my group. So obviously I have a lot of jokes. I'm not telling you any of them. I will get kicked off this platform. But just make people laugh. Well, hello darkness, my old friend. Anyway, yeah, just make people laugh. Inject joy. We already have so much negativity in the world that adding more onto it will just not make it better. Be the joy in the world because we need a lot more of it. And yeah, I mean, joy. It's a great. I never know how to end these videos. It's always so funny when I look at the end of the video. I'm just like, damn, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, uh, if you want to hop on a little call with me, link down in the description. I hope I clicked the link correctly. I hope. And, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming forward because I'm recording like 26 of them today. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.